Hi there. My name is Elaine and I am here from Move Wellness to share with you some exercises for your hands and feet. This is material that we don't often get to in our workouts with our clients and members. So we decided to put together a short video to share with you all that you can add in to your exercise routine or your schedule during the week. It's especially good. It's especially good for everyone, to be perfectly honest. But if you have stiffness in your hands, if you have neck or shoulder issues, and for the feet exercises, it just really helps if you have achy feet or if you're on your feet a lot, if you're a runner, because the intrinsic muscles of our hands and feet and keeping them mobile and active will help as energy transfers, forces transfer through the rest of the kinetic chain. So if you're walking and our feet are stiff, it means that the way the forces come through your ankle, knees, hips, and back, pelvis and back are going to be affected. And same with your hands. So wrist, elbow, shoulder, into your neck and spine. So it's really important to keep everything active and mobile as we age, but also because we wear shoes and we do a lot of repetitive motion things on phones and computers. So these are really meant to be an extra thing that you can do during the week to just give your body a well-rounded movement experience. So first, I just want you to let your hands hang down by your hips and just notice the sensation of your hands and arms. And we're going to just check in with the breath, finding an upright posture, and just settling into your seat. You can do these lying down. You can do them sitting. You can do them. I like to have people sitting up on a sturdy chair. But I'm not sure I said to make sure that you have your doctor's permission before you do any exercise. And please don't do anything that hurts or is uncomfortable. If you have questions for us, you can leave us a note or reach out to us at office@movewellness.com. So let's start with just some wrist circles. And so you're going to just let your wrist go in a circle and we're letting our forearm rotate. We're just getting things moving and then go in the other direction. It's helpful as you're bringing your awareness into moving an area of your body and exercising it that you might not normally, just to notice and be curious about the sensations. Not do something that hurts, but notice where you might feel easy. And if you're like me and have any sort of snap, crackle, and pop sensations, little crunches, we're just going to notice those too. Don't do them if they hurt, for sure, but mine don't hurt. I just can hear them. Good. And so then we're going to make a fist. Really squeeze the fist. 1, 2, 3, and then jazz hands. 1, 2, 3. Make a fist. 2, 3, and jazz hands. 2, 3. Fist. Jazz hands. Fist. And jazz hands. And now I want you to push a wall away. Yeah. And you're pushing the wall away with the heel of your hands and you're spreading your fingertips wide. Now you probably just got a nice jolt of sensation all the way up the arm. Just try to drop those armpits a little bit. Don't let your shoulders inch up to your ears. They're going to float out there. I imagine that my arms are floating in the water, so I get a little release in the shoulders. But now I want you to just point your fingers down, so you're flexing and extending your wrist. Reaching, 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 reaching. And if at any time it becomes too much sensation, just take a rest, pick back up with me. And you'll notice that moving your hands, you can really feel your shoulders. And maybe you feel up your forearm and inside of your elbow, and then all the way up to the shoulders, maybe your neck. Try to release your shoulders though as you're doing it. And then just let your hands come down for a second for a rest. Now we're going to take them out to the side, and you're going to reach your arms away from each other. And I want you to turn your palms up and down and up. I know I said we were doing hand exercises, and now here we are moving your shoulders, but it's really important to connect all the joints here before we get deep into trying to move the muscles of the hand and fingers. Good. And then let your arms come down again. And now we're going to come back to having your palms face the front. And this is kind of a tongue twister for your hands, so to speak. So you're going to take your thumbs and slide them down to the tip of your finger pad. So you're making that little bird. You can see my shadow on my wall here. You're squeezing the tips of your fingers together. Now, the important part is that you're spreading the rest of your fingers apart. And then I want you to pull the tops of your fingers together like you're squeezing a pea and spread your fingers apart. And then make a little flick with that finger. And then you go to the second finger, your middle finger. Thumb glides from the base of the finger down to the top. Now, this isn't easy, and you might have to do one at a time, and you might be using your chin to get your fingers to uncurl, but that's okay. You're just noticing without judgment what kind of movement you have. Squeeze the finger pads, come to the tips of the fingers, spread the fingers apart, make the flick, and then go to the ring finger. Slide the fingers down. Squeeze. You can see where I'm squeezing the finger pads. Grab that P between your first two fingers and then flick. And then thumb goes all the way down to the tip of the finger. Tops, squeeze, spread your fingers apart. Ooh, that one's hard. My ring finger doesn't want to spread on that side. And then make your little flick. Good. So now we're going to take the tops of your fingers and just give a little pressure. So you're not squeezing up, you're just pushing gently your fingertips into each other. All I want you to notice here is if you push your thumbs, lighten up all the fingers, and push your thumbs into each other until you notice a little stretch and pull or activation across the chest. And release that. And then try it with your pinky. And now you feel it maybe into your armpit, into your back. And release. And don't worry if you don't. Just revisit this and try it each time. And it's your body. You're going to notice what it's telling you when you do these exercises. Push with the thumb. And release. And push with the pinky. And release. And now I want you to push your fingers together. So from the top to the base of your fingers are pressing together, not the heels of your hands. And as you are pressing them together, your hands will slide down like you're drawing a line down your sternum with your thumbs, and your elbows go up just a bit. And as that happens, you're going to do it 3 or 4 times. You don't want your shoulders to go up. Your armpits drop, your shoulders drop, and your shoulder blades widen. Your elbows reach away from each other as you come down. And back up. And one more. And up. And let's go ahead and reach your hands up to the sky and circle them out to the side. Now I want to show you a stretch that helps you relate your fingers to the whole arm and down into the side of the body. So if you take your right hand and your shoulder drops as you're pushing the ceiling away, and you're going to curl up and over here as you grab that wrist and stretch. Now don't crunch down here. Lengthen up and around. and come back up to upright. An arm comes down. Same thing on the other side. So push the heel of the hand up, grab it with the opposite wrist, and you're going to reach up and over, feeling the stretch along the outside of the whole arm, down the armpit, the ribs, the waist. Should feel kind of nice. And then let your arms come down. And now I want you to notice your hands again. And just let your hands hang by the side of your body. And notice any difference in sensation. Maybe a little more connection from your fingertips up into the shoulders and neck. Hopefully no strain. If you need to, you can do some shoulder circles here. And let your head move side to side. But it's important to just notice that your hands are connected to the rest of your body, and it's really important to keep them mobile as well. So let's go on to our feet. We are going to start by noticing our feet on the floor. And you can take a couple of breaths here, just feeling your toes, the balls of your feet, and your heels. And there's a lot of material that I would love to share, and we have to share about moving your feet. So I'm going to keep it simple today, and I'm going to have you notice the ball of your foot under your big toe. Notice the ball of your foot under your pinky toe. So make sure there's point of contact there, and then a point of contact in your heel. So now I want you to push the ball of your foot under your big toe down, and then push the ball of your foot under your pinky toe down, and push the ball of your foot in your heel down. Now you're not pushing with a ton of force, just a light push, and you might notice different sensations in your legs. And that's all good to pay attention to. And so from here, keeping those 3 points or that little tripod down, I want you to lift your toes, and you're going to do jazz hands with the toes now. So balls of your feet are down, but your toes are lifted and spreading apart. Yep. And just relax them down. And make sure those balls of your feet, points, the 3 points, are on the floor, and you lift your toes again. And we're going to try that 2 more times. Spread them apart, and you can look at them and see if you can really get your pinky toe to move away from the rest of the toes and your big toes to spread up and away. And it's okay. This is something that if you practice, you will gain more movement. And those little intrinsic muscles of your feet are important, as I said, to keeping the rest of the joints healthy. And good. Now I want you to do that 1 more time. Try it and notice how your arch lifts just a little bit, your medial arch inside your foot, what we think of when we say the arch of our foot. Now, as your toes go down, leave that arch lifted. Yep, not easy, right? And just let it relax so you see the difference once. Then do it again, toes lift. You feel the pull into the arches. I've been practicing this a lot, trying to make this video. So on my right foot, it's a little sore, but not painful, just I can feel that I've worked it. And so now my toes are lifted, my arch is lifted. I'm going to keep my arch lifted as my toes go down. What I want you to do now is imagine you're not going to scrunch your toes. You're going to try and keep your toes long and pull them towards the ball of your foot. So you're going to pull your toes towards the ball of your foot. So I'm not even sure you can see my feet doing it, but my toes are pretty long. I'm not crunching them up. I'm trying to drag them in towards the ball of my foot. And I'm actually feeling that sensation in my pinky toe, every toe, and the ball of my foot under every toe. And that's how we really contract and start to move those muscles that support that arch. You have more than one. We talk about how energy transfers through the foot, and this will help us get all of the muscles active. Good. One more. All right. So the next one is we're going to do this, just a couple more exercises for this set. And I want you to let your leg extend long. And you can soften your knee, and we're just going to do some ankle circles. And when you're doing your ankle circles, what I want you to make sure of is that your leg isn't circling. You're getting most of the movement at your ankle. Now we have a little bit of rotation in the bottom of our leg, not a lot. So you want to let that go along with the foot moving at the ankle and switch direction. So my heel is down and I'm circling. And you're just getting as much movement as you can. There's no right or wrong way. We're just exploring the joint. And let's do that on the other side. Let's do our ankle circles. We'll just go back and forth with each exercise. And you're just noticing what it feels like. And again, you could do this lying down. I have a client who does some of this work in bed before she gets out of bed every morning. What a great way to start your day with nice, healthy feet, mobile feet hitting the ground, keeping you grounded and strong throughout your day. Good. Both directions you did, right? So now go back to that first leg, soft knee. And it can be straight if you want, but we're going to flex your foot and point. Actually, I think it's best to lift for this one. Flex and point. Flex and point. You can rest your foot up on a pillow if it's difficult to hold it up here. Good. And it works, it just doesn't give you a lot of room on the floor. So we're just dorsiflexor, flexing, plantar flexion. Another one of the movements of that joint. Flex and point. And there are things we watch for when we're training clients in our Pilates sessions with the alignment of the movement of the foot and how it aligns up with the rest of the lower body kinetic chain. And it's hard to talk about in a video, but if you have questions about what's going on in your body, you can feel free to reach out to us and we're happy to help. But yep. Good. And so now I want you to go back to the first foot and you're going to do jazz toes again. So you're in a dorsiflexion of your foot and you're spreading your toes apart. And what I want you to do is push through the ball of your foot as your toes spread back towards your shin. And then you're going to reach through those toes. And so now you're pointing your toes. And then you're going to pull your toes back. Then pull the ball of your foot back and then reach through the heel. So it's heel, ball, toe, toe, ball, heel. Heel, press through the heel. Ball, reach through the ball of your foot. Toes, reach through the toes. And then toes spread back. Ball of your foot spreads back. And heel comes back. Heel. Now I'm letting my foot, I wanted to make this really easy for you without a lot of props. So I'm letting my foot hover a little bit as I do this, just to give me plenty of range of motion. But you might prop your foot up on something. It might make it a little bit easier. In the studio, we have our boxes and our barrels and our things. So you might find a footstool. Good. Let's do the other foot. So it might feel different side to side. Heel, ball, toe, toe, ball, heel, heel, ball, toe. We're almost done. Toe, ball, heel, heel. Press through the heel. Ball, toe, toe, ball, heel, heel, ball, toe, toe, ball, heel. Good. So now I want you to, we're going to do what I call inchworms. So we're going to spread your toes out into your jazz toes, jazz hands, and grab like you're making a fist with your feet and pull your heels forward. Now, when you get to this position, you might say, ow, that's hard. And if you think about it, we were never in this position where we don't have to climb trees with our feet. We're not picking things up with our feet. But what I want you to try to find is not only your big toe grabbing, but your pinky toe grabbing as well. And then you spread your toes out. Ball of your foot goes down, your toes go down, and then they inchworm you forward again. Yep, you got it. Toe, ball, inchworm, fist. And one more. Toe, ball. Yep. And then my legs are pretty far away, maybe because I have big feet, so maybe you won't go as far. But now I want you to make a fist and walk backwards, spreading the toes. Make a fist and walk backwards, spreading the toes. Make a fist, walk backwards, spreading the toes. Make a fist, walk backwards, spreading the toes. And then give your feet a little shake, and then set them right back down where we started. And just notice the difference. See if you can soften the tissue on the bottom of your feet. And maybe you feel some stretching, and maybe your feet feel more connected to the lower body kinetic chain. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. We love sharing these concepts with you all. So please let us know in the comments if you have questions, and reach out to us at Move Wellness, to office@movewellness.com anytime, so that we can be helpful to you. We have a really wonderful and vibrant live stream studio schedule right now with more than 50 classes a week. You can see our schedule at movewellness.com. Thanks so much.